Hi, out again. Really good to see everybody. Hope you're all okay. I have come out for a little walk, having just finished work. It's been a long day. Crawled to the finish line today. So just needed to come out and get some air to clear my head. So I thought I would bring you along. And also I have been nominated by a couple of different people to provide my 5 top tips for new, I think officially it's new wild campers. Excuse the horse. But I'm thinking I'm going to do mine aimed just generally at new campers. I've got a wealth of experience to draw on, so I'm hoping that some of the tips that I can provide some of you will find useful. So yeah, let's go for a little walk. Well, it's not very nice weather, so I know it's been hammering with rain this afternoon, having been dry all morning while I was working, and then as it got closer to me finishing work, the rain got heavier and heavier. Obviously eased off for us to come out, which is great, but it just kind of keeps drizzling, and actually it's flipping windy. So we've come down to this little section down here, so it's a little bit quieter. So I'm really hoping that my sound is okay. I'm not having much joy with these plug-in mics. I've got my little wind muff going on, but whether or not it's actually helping or not, I don't know. So we're quite sheltered down here though, so hopefully we'll be all right. So I'm going to stop in a minute and give you my first top tip, but you cannot wait. Right, my top tip number 1 is be prepared. I don't know if that was the scouts or guides or something, wasn't it? Said that. But yeah, be prepared. Be prepared for all sorts of weather. You can go out on the hottest, sunniest day. That evening, it can be freezing. The weather can turn wet. Just be prepared. Make sure, even if you think weather forecast's amazing, still take a raincoat, still take a warm layer, still take that stuff. So just be prepared for all kinds of weather. Be prepared to forget things. We've all done it. Luckily I've never forgotten anything too important, but just be prepared. I write lists and lists of things, which does help you remember stuff. But yes, so be prepared to forget things. Be prepared to have to adapt. Plans may not always go to plan. You might not be able to get that perfect pitch that you saw on your walk last week, or the weather might not be quite as you'd planned it. So just be prepared to adapt. And the other thing is just be prepared for a lifelong wanting more stuff. Every time we go camping or hiking, or I watch YouTube videos, or my friends Gareth and Zoe do more reviews on stuff, I want more things. So just be prepared for that. I don't think I will ever have the perfect setup. I think you can have a perfect setup for winter camping, you can have a perfect setup for summer camping, you can have a perfect camp setup for campsites, you can have a perfect camp setup for bushcrafting. There is no one perfect, in my opinion. So just be prepared for buying lots of stuff. Hasn't got to be expensive stuff, but yeah, you'll just, in my opinion, will always be left wanting more. So that is my top tip number 1. Be prepared. Right, just stop for a breather. Okay, so my top tip number 2 is don't get cold. If you get cold, it is so much harder to warm up. So if you can start feeling yourself starting, just you get that little start of a little chill, put some more clothes on. Make sure you've got base layers on. Base layers are so important out in the wilds. So I have merino base layers, which are absolutely amazing. And I will have those with me in the height of summer. Because like I just said in tip number 1, be prepared for all sorts of weather. So always make sure you've got base layers. If you start feeling a bit chilly, go for a little walk, just a few walks round camp, just to get that blood pumping. Make sure you eat well. Having your extremities covered, so hats and gloves, make a massive difference if you start feeling that chill, or a buff to go around your neck, anything like that. So yeah, that's my top tip number 2. And also, when you're sleeping at night, make sure you've got good insulation from the ground. I know all experienced campers will know that all the coldness comes from the ground, but for newbies, that is a massively important thing to bear in mind. So those kind of flock airbeds are no good at all. You definitely need something with insulation underneath you, even if it's just a bit of sort of that silver, like almost bubble wrap stuff laid on the ground, or a piece of carry mat or compressed foam of some description. And if you can get an air, like a self-inflating mat with insulation in it, then all the better. So yeah, do not get cold. Top tip number 2. Okay, I just want to tell you a little bit about the 2 channels that nominated me to do my 5 top tips. I can't put my teeth in today. And the first one is the Bewley Brothers. They are 2 brothers from up north, and they a very young channel, only got a few videos out, but really nice guys. So Daz, thank you ever so much for nominating me. I know it's taken me an absolute eon to do this, but thank you for the nomination. And the second one is Kaz Outdoors. She's ace. I'm really getting to know her through various Facebook groups and by watching her YouTube channel, and she's a really good laugh. So yeah, check out their channels. I'll put links below my video. So yeah, I best get moving before I get told off for having a picnic or something. Right, my top tip number 3 is do what's right for you. If you're starting out, YouTube is an amazing place to look, and on Facebook there's loads and loads of groups that focus on camping, wild camping, bushcrafting, whatever type of camping it is that you're into. So by all means, have a look and watch loads and loads of videos. Talk to friends, ask various people's opinions, but do what's right for you. Yeah, because you'll have some people saying, oh, you've got to have a hammock and a tarp, and other people will be saying, no, you need a tent. Some people will say, oh yeah, no, it's got to be a quilt. No, you need a sleeping bag. You've got to do what's right for you. You know, people have different passions. Wild camping encompasses so many different things. It can be up on the mountains, it's really wet, in the Lake District, and it can be in privately owned woods or on a campsite. Doesn't really matter, but just as long as you're getting out there and you're doing what works for you, that's what's important. Sometimes it might be trial and error as well to find out what works. You might try a hammock and go, oh nah, not for me, I want a tent, vice versa. But yeah, top tip number 3, do what works do what works for you and is right for you. Okay. My top tip number 4 is plan and practice. Practice packing your gear in your rucksack. How does it fit best? There's lots of pictures out there that advise you on how best to pack your rucksack and distribute the weight evenly and stuff like that. So to practice that and kind of practice getting your fitness levels up. We did a family backpack years ago. The kids are really quite small, but building up to it, we did loads of practice walks, carrying our rucksack, just kind of building our fitness level, getting used to walking and carrying stuff. Gradually lengthened the walks we were doing. Obviously it depends what sort of thing you're planning on doing, but you know, as sort of more middle-aged parents, we needed a bit of practice, you know. So, and it was awesome, the backpack, by the way, and if I can work out how to edit it in, I'm gonna put in some photos because it was an amazing backpack. We stayed on a campsite. Again, there's no shame in it, is there? You've got to do what works for you, as I said previously. So yeah, practice packing your stuff. If you're going out proper wild camping in the middle of nowhere, it's definitely, if you can, worth having a bit of a recce beforehand. Going out, checking out some potential camping spots. If you don't want to carry water, personally, I always carry water, and I know it adds to my weight. I know. But I like to know I've got enough water with me. I'm a bit OCD about that. So, but if you want to be able to collect water en route, you need to suss out your water sources and stuff. Look at maps, plan your routes. Just plan. I think the more planning that goes into it, then generally the more successful something's going to be, in it will come off a bit better. So yeah, plan and practice. There was one other thing I wanted to say about planning, and that is to think about what food you're going to eat, because some people quite like those, well, I say like, I don't think they like them, they tolerate those dehydrated meals because it's calories at the end of the day. But really give some thought to what meals you're going to eat. You want to keep it simple, you want to keep it as light as you can, but definitely plan your meals and think about what you like, what's easy to cook. Again, think about water, for example. If you're going to cook rice or pasta, it's going to take a bit of water. Are you going to carry that water, or are you going to collect it en route? So your food definitely takes a bit of planning, making sure you've got plenty of snacks, high calorie stuff, things that are going to give you energy, and more importantly, things that you're going to enjoy, because everybody wants a little treat at the end of the day, don't they? Especially if you've been walking and hiking and carrying all your gear, you definitely want to be able to have a little treat. So yeah, I think that's it now for planning. Okay, my last top tip, number 5, is embrace it. Enjoy it. Be in the moment. Doesn't matter if things don't go to plan. Just remember to stop, breathe, listen to the sounds, really be in the moment. I think it was our youngest child said one time he wanted to take a memory picture, and he just stopped and he said he just took it all in, just to remember that moment. Do that. You know, there are so many people that can't get out and do these things. Even if you get out and it doesn't quite go to plan, it doesn't matter. It's all experience, it's all learning. You'll definitely learn something for next time, you know. So just, yeah, if you're gonna do it, just embrace it, enjoy it, and just take it all in. So that's it. They are my 5 top tips. So I hope you found them useful. I'm sure other people might not agree with my top tips. It's entirely up to you. But they are just, that's my opinion. If I was a newbie starting out, that's the kind of advice that I would want to hear. So yeah, get out there, guys, do it, and just, yeah, embrace it, love it. Stay safe, guys, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.